So in that case, is asylum now an option?
You mean if her husband was a lawful permanent resident, would asylum be an option?
Yeah, to the previous question, if let's say he wasn't a citizen, or he was just a green card holder, or he never set foot in the United States, would asylum now be an option?
Okay, so let's take a step back. She's coming to the United States for asylum or VAWA. VAWA is the better option because I can remove the court, right? So you asked me that before. I might not have done a good job at answering it, but let me answer the question for the moment. What's better, asylum or VAWA? VAWA is better because I can avoid a trial in front of the judge in some circumstances. Because of the chaos, I'd rather do that. Doesn't mean she doesn't have a good asylum case, but with a backlog of millions of cases, chances are she's going to be seen quicker and get her case decided faster if it's a VAWA and it's out of the court system. Now, if her spouse is not a U.S. citizen or not a lawful permanent resident, VAWA is not an option because she would need to have a parent or spouse that abused her who's a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, and we know she doesn't have that. Her children are 2 and 6 months, right? So they're not causing abuse. They're not causing extreme cruelty. And her parents, we know, are never been to the United States. So that's not an option. If her spouse is not a green card holder or U.S. citizen, she doesn't have VAWA as an option. Her only recourse is asylum. And that's like most of the asylum seekers that we're seeing. Almost none of them have VAWA as an option. They have asylum or special immigrant juvenile if they happen to be under 21. That's a subject for another day because today she doesn't qualify for special immigrant juvenile. She is an adult and she's married. So she's over 21 and she's married, so she clearly does not qualify for that. But VAWA is her best course. Again, we can avoid the courts. She has, if you recall, we explained in the first or second episode that she actually took photos of one of the worst abuse she ever got when she was tied up and her husband hit her with a mop, with a handle, bruising her, beating the heck out of her. Well, she took photos of that. So she can document the abuse. It's not just her word. And for a VAWA scenario, the title is actually battery or extreme cruelty. So by battery, I mean hit, and she can show it. So based on the facts that we know, if it's presented well, she will get approved. Her I-360 will be approved. And then if she has a halfway decent attorney and a somewhat okay judge, the judge will, once the I-360 is approved, she has nothing disqualifies her. There really is no reason for the judge to say, no, let me insist on a trial in front of me. Almost all of them will today, under this administration and on the present rules, they will grant a motion to remand the case down to USCIS. So now she's no longer in removal, and USCIS is going to interview her to give her the green card. And because she has nothing that disqualifies her, and they've already approved that it's a legitimate relationship and she suffered extreme cruelty, unless she shows up at the interview and gives contradictory information, she will become a lawful permanent resident.